Hey guys, how are you going? My name's Krista. I am Little Wren, and I'm here to give you a divinely channeled message. I apologize for those who've been listening. It has been a little while since I've done a message, and I have very good reason for that. The energy has been absolutely massive, like nothing I've ever really felt before. There has been huge changes, and I have been receiving myself just massive downloads, feeling different energy shifts. I had a day where I thought it was hay fever, and I think maybe partly it was, but I think Spirit gave me this massive download. My whole crown chakra and third eye were hugely opened and awakened in a way like I've never experienced before. And I have bin resonating as a divine feminine for the entire part of my twin flame journey, and I'm really here to, I guess, in several ways, awaken you to spirituality, but also to share with you my own experiences, what's been happening for me, and some of the experiences that I've been having. It's really crazy because if you're not prepared, and many of us are not prepared when we start on the twin flame journey, or just embark into spirituality, what to expect. And there is a great awakening that is happening across the world, across the universe even. And I want to talk about twin flames in a way that might be a little bit different than what you're hearing. I want us to really understand what the twin flame journey is, what it's about, what the point of it is, because it can seem just really crazy, and a lot of us are really hyperfixated on our counterparts, and it's not the twin flame union and everything, the love we have for our counterparts is essential on the journey. But there is always, that's just the 3D expression, the physical expression, the person and the relationship is the expression of what is happening on a spiritual level. And what I'm really called to teach today, before we get into the tarot. Now, we'll get into the tarot, but I have a lot of messages that I need to deliver prior to doing that, okay? This is just to help us understand on the 3D what's happening in the 5D, in the spiritual realm, to understand energy. We're having an extreme energy shift across the planet. Now, what's been happening, and I'm certainly experiencing this, is as far as the twin flames go, let me talk about it in twin flame kind of ways, because it's easier to comprehend, because it's physical. The physical, there's been an awakening of the masculine energy. And once that masculine energy awakens, then it actually releases the feminine energy. And the twin flame journey is really to help you come into balance within yourself first, on an individual level. All spirituality and all spiritual awakening and twin flame or whatever it is all about healing. It's about coming to balance within yourself. So it's really hard because the twin flame journey specifically really is so physical. You have this chemical, physical magnetism, attraction to your counterpart, feminine or masculine, it doesn't matter. And what I want you to try and do is understand that you have to do, the focus in order to heal that physical relationship, the external reality, the 3D reality, the person, in order to come into balance with each other, the way you do that, the way you can come through this connection and remove that obsessiveness, that, and I'm going to describe it as a spiritually forced obsession with another person. And it's different than the normal toxic kind of things. Now, there can be a lot of toxicity in it, and it's designed to awaken you to that. Okay, but the point is really to help you come into balance both physically and spiritually. It's to come into that mind, body, soul, you know. So often people who are on the twin flame journey, both, oops, I've just ashed this. Sorry, my precious cards. People who are on the twin flame journey are really here to help to go through this crazy awakening and healing trip in order to help others be guided to how to do that within themselves. Okay, that's really kind of the purpose of the twin flame journey. And it's not just about coming into this great love affair union, because if it's just for a love affair, then actually it's a real cruel thing and way to do it. There's a much greater purpose to the twin flame journey. And a lot of it is, firstly, the first part of it is that you get awakened to spirituality. And the second part is healing through spirituality, healing all the traumas and the wounds that you have and the imbalances. The twin flame people, the couples or that are present are actually really unbalanced. So we're a very unbalanced people. We actually have extremism in our life, and it's really about coming into balance individually. It's balance, 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 and it's always going to come back to that. Okay, whenever you're feeling imbalanced in your life, as a twin flame, spirit is going to call you to come into balance. Now, they call us to establish the divine feminine and the divine masculine within ourselves. The divine feminine has to awaken their masculinity. They have to awaken that not their masculinity, their divine masculine energy. All right, it's that yin and yang, and it's having the balance of both. So it's no longer being passive. It's awakening up the strength and the intention and all that kind of stuff. The strong masculine energy. It's awakening that within the divine feminine person who's embodying a lot of divine feminine. The divine feminines are able to do that through spirituality. They are guided by the divine, and they do awaken a lot earlier than the physical masculine expression of that. And the masculine energy needs to waken up to their own divine feminine energy, so that gentleness, the emotions, the sensitivity, the softer side of who they are. And both parties have to come to alignment within themselves before they come into alignment with each other, and they will not come together. You will not have union, okay? Spirit will keep you separated from your counterpart that you adore and love with every fiber of your being. You'll be kept separated until you have that counterpart that you're not embodying in yourself awakened and thriving. And that's a really difficult thing. This is only a journey that you and spirit can do. Now, you can do that, and I encourage you on all levels to, yes, most certainly do it with spirituality. Don't be careful of, not understanding the power of it. But also use the physical things like the counseling. Go see, if you need to see a psychiatrist, if you need to get a diagnosis, if you need to get help. Do the mental health stuff. Mental health is so important, and it's actually one of the key parts of this journey is your mental health, your emotional mental health. That usually needs to come first, and then the physical stuff will start to come along. It's that healing, that doing the inner work before you actually are able to do the outer work. And this will come in waves, and everyone, a lot of the time, you might embody a greater energy of one or the other. But the point is, yes, embody that energy, and don't be proud of that. That's a really powerful part of who you are. But the challenge for you as a twin flame, or anybody, is to awaken the sleeping side of your energy that you're not utilizing. So if you need more divine feminine, learn what that is. And then learn to embrace it. Because the reason the physiological expression of a twin flame is occurring is because the dynamics are so unawakened. They're not being utilized. They're not balanced. And we're seeing this across the planet. There's this great awakening happening. The same day I had this huge download, I got the Britney Spears. Oh my God. She is let's talk about that for a minute. There's, I had three women being released from that came up on my Instagram feeds, everything. It just came up, bang, 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 and I was getting one after the other. But the three that stood out to me the most were Britney Spears, of course, the biggest one, I think, as a divine feminine who is now being released, and she's going to start embodying greater divine masculine. And she had to stand up for herself. She had to speak. It's funny because I listened to the whole thing, and one of the biggest ones was that she didn't seem to understand was that she had to speak. It's like, despite the fact she's a singer, it's like she had this closed throat chakra. She couldn't speak up for herself. And that just created this huge thing. Also, a Paris Hilton also speaking up about some of the abuses that she experienced. And all of these things. And then the other one was Jessica Simpson, who is now taking ownership of the rights to her own artistry. There's three of the most beautiful women, all of which have been suppressed in some way, or treated like they're dumb, and treated like they aren't really anything of value. Each of them have experienced this in some profound way. And suddenly, and it's all happening at the same time, they're suddenly being released to speak their truth and to embody that masculine energy. So I also saw Teal Swan just recently put something out about that as well, about the masculine energy. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'm sorry, Teal. But I'm on board. I'm totally on board, because what we're suddenly seeing is the masculine's awakening. This is a amazing time. I feel very emotional about that. And for myself, just so you know, I have suddenly felt that masculine energy within myself awaken, and my energy has increased. I have been held back, and I've not understood why for a long time. But a lot of it is that, you know, there's in the twin, I want to go back to the twin flames for a minute. You have this runner and chaser kind of element all the time. And I have been feeling like that my masculine's been wanting to come back, and I have suddenly been like, no. And it's because I didn't feel ready. Spirit has suddenly enabled me to experience masculine energy. I have started exercising again, and I suddenly felt this drive that I haven't experienced in such a long time. This drive and this empowerment and this strength that was like stolen from me in some way. It felt like it was being suppressed, and the proper word is that it was sleeping. It was sleeping. It wasn't yet awoken. And all of a sudden, the divine feminines have been released. And my question to you is, what is it we've been released from? And my answer to that is that we've actually been released to experience our own masculine energy and to feel our own power, to feel free to say and speak and do, and without criticism, without judgment, without belittling, without, it's coming into our own strength, and realizing that people who are jealous or people who are threatened, or they want to dominate, or they want our power, then they're no longer having power over us. And that is something that, for me, just this last week has suddenly awoken, and in a really powerful way, and I'm seeing it all over the place. So the divine feminines are being released, and they're being released because the divine masculine energy, and I'm always going to talk about this as energy. You can be anyone and resonate with an energy of one or the other, and if you're really healthy and lucky, then you have both. That is the end goal, is that we both, all of us across the world, every soul being has energy of both. We have to embody our own energy of feminine and masculine, the yin and the yang. We have to have both as individuals. We don't need to give it to someone or let someone else be that energy. It's about feeling comfortable with both. And that, I didn't quite understand that until this huge download that I had and I received. It's been really, really powerful. And I'm suddenly finding that I can get things done. And I have been held back in a very, very powerful way. So yeah, I think that's all we're going to really talk about. But I really, those of you who have who've found my channel and you are hearing this, then get excited and get it, and really start to consider what it is in your life that may be unbalanced. You know, it's really important that you that all spiritual stuff, it's all about coming into balance, finding healing, and asking yourself, what is it that you may be unbalanced in? And start opening your heart to that. One of the things that they say in the twin flame narrative, and there is a narrative storyline to it, and it's just so amazing. But what happens is that once the divine feminine kind of releases the masculine energy, there's that you know, surrender to, you have all these little kind of milestones. There's surrendering to the process, there's releasing the other party to make their own decisions, there's the healing and all that kind of stuff. But one of them is when you're getting towards the end of the twin flame journey, it's calling the masculine back into your heart. The divine feminine calls the masculine back into their heart. And this just had a huge wake-up call for me, because I didn't realize how I was pushing. I had stepped into the runner phase where it's like, no, 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 no. But what I realized was that I have to, it's not that I'm rejecting my masculine, it's more that I'm learning to embrace the masculine energy within myself. And I've had a taste of it this week, and I want more. I ain't gonna lie, I want more. I'm suddenly starting to feel that. And if I'm starting to feel that and learn about how important the masculine energy is in myself, my own empowerment, my power, then, and my strength, then what happens is that it also means that the masculine energy is starting to embrace the divine feminine within themselves. That emotional sensitivity, the removing of the ego, you know, no longer standing in ego, but simply embracing how they feel. And that's a really important thing. And for me, I know that one of the things is that I still have been feeling like, no, I'm not quite ready to see my masculine. One of the things that I'm really engaged in at the moment is learning to feel the energy of the masculine, and to really sit comfortably and learn what that is. Because for a lot of feminines, that power, that strength that voice has been absolutely suppressed, hidden, dominated, and, you know, we've experienced a lot of bullying and threats and kind of veiled threats and all these kind of manipulations to prevent us from discovering that. However, this veil is very thin, or it's gone, and we're understanding what our power is. And this is across the board. So it doesn't matter what energy you're sitting in. Both energies are awakening, and praise God, because it's like, oh, you know, I think we're all just starting to breathe a sigh of relief. And as you awaken, it gets better and better and better. It's hard when we've got to look at ourselves and our pain and our suffering and why and how, and, you know, that's painful. But at the moment, I have never felt like, it's like I can feel my twin at the moment. I can feel that as he is opening up to his own divine feminine energy, I know that he is working on that. And by him doing that, I am suddenly being given even more energy to do things, just to exercise, to eat right, to care for myself, to plan my life, to look after my money, to you know, tidy up, to do all these things. The more he invests in that, the greater my strength is getting. And I know that he's strengthening in his feminine energy, and it is, oh my God, it's the best feeling I have had in such a long time, and I'm excited. We still do have to be patient, you know, with each other, and, you know, go with where we're at. I'm starting to become more patient now. It's something that Spirit's been trying to teach me for a long time, is patience, because I'm just like a horse that wants to gallop, you know. I'm like, I'm ready to go, or just let me go. And Spirit's just been continually pulling me back, and I have to wait for my masculine energy to be slowly and gently awakened. Sorry. It's pretty. Look, it's an intense journey. Anyway, so let's just see what's happening now. Every time I tend to do things, this is likely going to be a masculine read because the masculine is awakening. But as the masculine energy awakens, and that's within you and within your counterpart, okay? So don't underestimate that. This is not just about them. This is about you. Let's just see what they have to say, where they're at, what they're going through. Look at this. This is no longer battling. And this is no longer looking for reconciliation or something. So let's just, okay, I'm not sure where this is going to go. I feel like we can keep shuffling a little bit. I have bought some new decks and I'm really excited about that. I really love that. Now, interestingly, I saw this just before I shuffled and they were in the other direction. So I do read reversals. Some of my decks, I get called to not read in reversals, and then other ones I have to read in reversals, and it's all about intuition. Okay, this journey is a lot about learning about spirituality, who you are. Look at this. This is battles. I'm not sure if this is defeat, but there's sense of still being very unbalanced, okay, which is again resonating with what we're saying. It's this imbalance. So we have not looking, I'm not sure if this is not looking forward to, I just heard that, not looking forward to, and it's like working, and I always look at this, there's a third party working with a third party, and then we've got our Two of Wands, which is no longer looking back. So let's just see where we're all at. Like I said, I do feel like this is the masculine energies that are going to be coming through. That's the one that keeps coming through for me. And it's because I certainly embody the greater divine feminine energy. But again, it's been awakened. So the masculines are awakening or already awoken. And it's quite shocking and, yeah, terrifying actually, isn't it? To suddenly perceive things correctly. Now I'm going to use these. This is my new deck. Sorry. We shall see. Okay, so we have our King of Pentacles, and this particular King of Pentacles, we're looking behind. So this particular deck, I really like. This is the new, it's like, what's it called? It's over there. It's basically like the new perspective. It's looking at all the normal tarot, but it's looking at it from the behind the scenes angle. What's behind the scenes? You know, it's really quite cool. So you always see the back of the energy. So what we've got here, we've got our King of Pentacles, and we're seeing behind what he's actually protecting. What we've got is we've got this masculine energy who is fighting a bull. And the King of Pentacles embodies a lot of Taurus energy, a lot of that kind of steady working forwards. And this one, there is someone's trying to take the bull by the horns. You've got the King of Pentacles holding onto his pentacle, gently looking around. There's growth here. You've got a whole wheat field in the background and someone plowing the fields. Now, I don't know what that is, to be honest. Maybe someone could tell me what it is. I don't know. But you've got a stork here who's looking at this. I'm wondering if that's a flag pole or it's a pentacle facing down. I don't know. I actually don't know what that is. And he is looking at his abundance, but behind the scenes, he's aware of growth, and that this has taken a battle, you know. So yeah, and what we're seeing here certainly is a battle. You know, you don't see, sometimes when we see someone sitting on a throne, we perceive them as being very powerful. They've got everything, you know, but what we don't see behind the scenes is what it took to get there. There's some kind of battle, whether it's over or it's still current. And there's a sense of imbalance still. So we're definitely looking at that masculine energy again. I'm just being really guided again to talk about that. You don't see what it's taken to become the King of Pentacles. People don't perceive that, and I'm really feeling like really reinforcing that. Behind the scenes, it's taken work, but it's worth it. It's worth it. And now, as much as they're sitting down, it's being built on profound hardship and having to wrestle, you know, wrestle for what we want. And we're being given a little glimpse here that it has taken a profound battle to become that steady King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is a very hardworking, but they hold a lot of value. They work hard for what they've achieved, but they rightfully sit on that throne. Okay, they rightfully sit on that throne. Okay, so we'll read this King of Pentacles here. We're going to take them all. So it came out kind of sideways, so I'm assuming this is kind of a current energy. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, fantastic. This is having the family, the abundance, you know, the money, the financial values. This is having everything, okay? It is more on the financial and values side of the physical world and the physical life. Like if you look at the Ten of Cups, they're very similar. This one has the family, the home life, the riches, the wealth, but this is more about physical abundance and all that kind of stuff. Ten of Pentacles, it has come on the side, so has it? We'll read it in the upright for now. I'm not sure. I'm feeling a bit confused about where that energy is going, but this is someone who has it all. Has it all. And then we've got our Page of Pentacles or Knave of Pentacles, and we're looking behind, and it's interesting that look at all this pentacle kind of energy. This is someone who's looking at what they want to sow. What do they want to sow? I feel like this is someone who has battled to have it all, but there's battle that's been lost. So it's interesting, and yet he remains the King of Pentacles. You know, this is very interesting. Pentacles, like I said, can be physical, wealthy, abundance, but it also can be your inner values. If you want to look at the physical and the physical world and the spiritual world, and this is what you always need to understand, is that they both reflect each other. Okay, so this is someone who has been this, who is currently looking at their values because there's been some kind of a lost battle, and what we're looking at is it's like starting again. It's like, I'm still the king. I don't quite understand. I don't know if this is what I have. Do I have this or do I have this? What do I have? And you have to start again in order to understand that whatever you've built, sometimes we have to really understand what we've built. And then the Page of Pentacles is looking at that. They look at their seed, what they're going to plant, what they're going to sow, what value, who they are, what they're worth. What is their worth? What is their value? Where are they going to invest? This is always looked at often as a seed, okay? And what we see over here is like a temple. Someone who's almost walking towards a temple, and that's really what we want to see in the current situation, is seeing the masculine energy really thinking hard about where they invest, what they do, and who they are, and what their value for themselves is. And then we have our Four of Swords. And again, this is almost like, I'm not going to say that it's like a moth, a dragonfly, and a butterfly or something like that. And you've got, in the window, we've got the sun, we've got a dog and a monk. And there's like this beautiful friendship between the dog and the monk. But this one is asleep, okay? This person is not dead. I mean, they're holding their hands together. It's like they're in deep thought and deep prayer. They're looking at truth. Swords always represent truth. And they're keeping one huge truth to themselves, which people can't see. But there's a sense that there's these people around them that are almost, it's like this person's dying, and this person's not dying, but they're kind of sitting there feeling very somber. This is a very serious occasion. Again, it's deep thought. It's looking at the truth, and that is so powerful. That's so exciting. I think that's absolutely wonderful. It's a really great place to be. It's a very intense place to be, and it's something that you do have to do on your own. You have to do that inner work. So this is kind of current energy. It's come on the side. So this is something that this King of Pentacles is doing, is taking time out. All right, again, we've got threes, we've got a reversal. This is that Three of Cups. So it's come in reverse. It's interesting, you've got your Three of Pentacles working with each other, and it's like no longer working and no longer looking towards this. Look, this man is, the Two of Wands man is got his back to it. It's like, I almost want to do this, pull it aside, like, no, I wanted to do that, and I was in this, and I no longer wish to be in it. Yeah, so this is something, he's turned his back on something. So something has happened. Something has happened. And he's no longer feeling like he wants, like nostalgic about it. He's not feeling nostalgic. And then we've got our Page of Cups again, and Knave of Chalices. It's the same thing. In the normal one, you would see this man with his, you see the water behind him, and he's holding on to that, and that's usually looking at emotions. However, we've got the different perspective here, is that the emotions are behind him, and he's looking at the land, he's looking at what's before him. We've got, at first I thought this was a starfish, and then I realized it's actually a whole heap of shells that have formed a star. And this page is looking at this star, and this is looking at, you know, like the guidance. It's like the earth is suddenly pulling together and guiding this masculine. That's what the stars do, okay? So yeah, you're looking at a star to guide you. And you've got this little fish here who's whispering, and he's looking at this, and he's hearing his own inner thoughts. And he's wondering, do I trust the star, or do I trust this fish? Who can I trust? And who is this fish? I'm listening to both. He's just taking a moment to really look at both. Oh gosh. Okay, there's been some real trouble. Let me just have a closer look at this, because I'm not familiar with it. I can't see what that person in the background is doing. All right, so we have our Ten of Swords. There's a lot of tens, and that's usually showing a completion, a cycle, a completion. So, hold on a second. No, yeah, It's the 8. Sorry, I'm just checking. This person has been stabbed in the back. This person who's been stabbed in the back. However, it's come in reverse. So this is whether, I actually am not being guided whether to say that this person has been stabbed in the back 10 times, but this is past energy, or whether this person has actually been the stabber. They've stabbed someone in the back 10 times. I actually feel like that might be the thing. He's got to look at both. He's got to look at, this is what, yeah, that's what it is. It's, he's listening to both, isn't he? He's looking at, maybe there's been a very karmic situation here where someone has acted in a way in the past that wasn't good towards another person, and now they've kind of reaping that, and they're understanding that this was a karmic situation, and that is the judgment. Look at that, it's just come out. So his understanding and judgment, and you've got Archangel, is it Michael? I'm not sure if it is, but it's like he's got his back to it, and he's calling in both sides. This the dark messages, the peace messages, the light messages, and these people underneath are actually just like, it's almost like they're happy. This in this one, this particular tarot deck, these people are smiling and they're like, yes, thank you for saving us. You know, it's like he's under their protection. It's not that he's got his back to them. He's actually calling judgment on others. And this is something that this King of Pentacles is actually perceiving and understanding, and it's seeing it very, very clearly. So there has been a karmic situation, and remember, when a karma is really about what you sow, it's this energy before. So this masculine energy is starting to awaken. It's awakening to understanding what karma is, because there's now, and I'm not Zen, I'm sorry, I don't know much about that, I guess Buddhist or whatever. I don't know it, so I can't comment clearly, but we're using this terminology in the Western world, and we're probably using it badly. But I think Dharma is like positive karma, and karma's really there for, it's not the bad things, it's there to teach you. Karma is about teaching you a lesson, and you end up on this karmic wheel where you repeat cycles over and over again until you get the lesson. And really, this is someone who's finally awoken to what the lesson is, and that is something that, look, we go, yay, yes, it's great news. All right, so, and look at this, 3 of Pentacles again. Again, this person now, from this one, he's just listening and taking orders. Now he's kind of holding back and is like, hold on a second. What are we working on? What are we working on here? He's questioning the people, and he over in this one, he's more like, oh yeah, I'll just do what I'm told. And then over here, he's like, I don't really think this is a good idea. There's a slight difference. He's like, I don't think I fully agree with what you're doing here. And so he's questioning working with certain people, you know, or his community or whatever it is. He's like, I don't think I should listen to all these other people. Maybe they're not really giving me great advice. Maybe what I am working so diligently on isn't actually good for me in the long run. There's understanding, there's questioning, and that is so important. We have to be conscious in our decisions, in what we're doing in our life, and where we're moving and progressing, and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's really great. This is a really, really great thing. I'm feeling like we're coming to the end a little bit. I think the message has been quite long. Okay, so here we have, I will turn this up so I can see them properly. I don't feel like, yeah, so we have our, again, more Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Now in the original tarot deck, this one's on the outside of the church. This time there's someone who's on the inside of the church. okay? They're holding a baby, and they're sitting down, they're resting. They're able to rest. They're safe inside this church. It's like, I'm safe inside that. And this is actually, I've never seen it before, but it's actually an anchor in that window. There's a sense of resting. He's been disabled, he's been working, he's been trapped, but he's holding his precious child that he's protecting, and resting. He's worn out, but it has come in reverse. So I'm not sure. I don't feel like I'm meant to read these in reverse. I'm sorry, I'm not going to read these in reverse. This is again, this is enlightenment. This is awareness and rest. Rest. I can rest. I just need to rest. That's fine. It's appropriate, isn't it? When you've worked so hard for these people and things aren't going right. Then we have our Page of Swords. This is someone, it's a bit hard to see, I'm sorry. He's standing on a rock, right? Or like a little mountain. It almost looks like a little mountain range, but there's a head here, and he's got his head on that rock, and this rock is like speaking up to him, and this guy is looking down on it, but he's not taking his foot off it. He's kind of like, I kind of want to keep you down there because I'm not sure I want you to be fully, I don't know if I need to listen to you. He's like, I don't know if I trust you. So he's got his sword raised, he's looking down, he is listening, he's letting this person speak, this rock face down here. But it's like, actually, you're beneath me. I'm not sure if I should be listening to you. I think, actually, I will probably... Look, his body is already turned this way. He's just looking back to hear the last words. It's like, I'm listening to your last words. But actually, I'm 75 to 90% certain I'm heading in this direction. And there's clouds brewing and all that kind of stuff. And there's that sense of going into battle, or just walking away. This is what this guy looks like to me. He looks like he's just ready to walk away, but he's listening to the very last of it. The last, I feel like BS, you know, this is BS. He's like, I know the truth and I'm listening to you, but actually it's just making me want to walk away faster because this is BS. It's not truth. And the page is holding that sword, and the sword is always that representative of communication and truth. And he's like, oh, I am ready to just take my chances and go because you're an idiot. Wow, oops, look at this. Okay, and we've got our Ace of Wands. I'm going to read that in reverse, where it's like that passion is now gone. It's gone, and the divine has taken away that passion that was there for this situation, whatever it was. And yeah, it's just seeing the truth, and the divine is like, do you see it now? Now take away, you know, you don't need to have a start here. You don't need to have a second chance. All the chances are done. You don't need to stay here, and you've got the backing of the divine to say, no, you're free to go. Just go, you know. And then we have here, oh look, the Lovers. Now, this kind of did fall out here. There's something about this. And there's no longer, even though this person's not looking back, this is a divinely guided soul thing now. And it's in the upright. So it's like it's currently this is a very powerful energy, and this person is very aware of it. It's just that whether he's not paying attention or it's causing so much, it's like overshadowing everything. It's like it's overshadowing everything, and it's causing this person to look back here and walk away. I also want to put that up there. Never looking back. I will never look back. That's what I'm feeling. I will never, ever, ever look back at that. I don't feel nostalgia. I don't feel anything because I've been shown this. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, God. Look. Okay. Queen of Pentacles in the upright. And let's talk about that. So there is an energy of balance here. This is what I'm saying. I think there's a lot of balance as the masculine awakens. You're starting to see counterparts coming into line. This has been falling out for me all week. It's been coming. The cards have just been amazing. The balance that has been occurring has been absolutely out of this world. And I didn't mention that before, but all week, the cards that I've been doing on my own, just for my own personal journey, it's just been the balance. It's all being restored. We've got a King of Pentacles and we've got our Queen of Pentacles. It's all in the upright. Now, what you don't see, this is behind the scenes of our Queen of Pentacles, is you've got the Queen of Pentacles who's giving to 3 beggars. It's very similar to the 6 of Pentacles. Where's this justice? She's holding a lot of wealth, but she is generous. The thing about the Queen of Pentacles is her generosity. She's powerfully abundant and wealthy, and she holds on to her own value. She has this huge sense of value and worth, and she understands it, and she gives to those who have no worth in themselves. She does give generously. And I don't know what this is, like a little baby here, but there's a sense that she's protecting that as well. Both the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, a lot of people misjudge them, because the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, what you see is, from the front, you see people who are very wealthy, they're abundant, they look secure, they've got all this stuff. But what you don't see behind the scenes is the powerful generosity. And these two parties are extremely humble. They're humble with their stuff, but people might see them incorrectly, and it causes people to attack inappropriately, to attack these two, or to try and pull them down, to pull down their energies, like, oh, you have it all, what are you complaining about? Don't make a complaint, And what happens, they experience a lot of attack, and they experience that because they keep it secretive. They're keeping it secretive how much they give, how hard it's been. Both of these parties understand that. And you've got these beggars, they come around and they want and they want and they want. And the Queen of Pentacles gives. She gives. She's very, very generous. But she also understands what she has. And she's careful about what she gives. And both parties understand that there's this sense of humility, of, I guess, secretiveness, that they may have a lot of abundance, they may have a lot of physical wealth, they might have a lot of value in themselves. And that strength, people see the strength and they see the money, but they don't see what it took to get there. And so people come and attack, and they will ask and ask and ask and ask, and they will give. They will give, they will guide, they will grow. But one thing that can't be taken away from these two, is anything. They can't be robbed of who they are, what their worth is, what their value is, and what they have. Because to get there, my friends, it's hard. It's really hard, but they're deserving, okay? So powerful energy. And okay, so what we've got here is our Four of Cups. This was a divinely offered cup of love, of emotion, and this is something that I'm going to go back to, this masculine energy. This is something that was offered by the divine that they've rejected. They turned their back on it. And you see the back there. What's interesting is you got like a Pegasus horse who's coming in, galloping, like, take this, so this person could see it very clearly, but they rejected it, and now they wish they hadn't. That's why it came in reverse. They wish they hadn't. It's regret. This card is often, can be regret, but it's also understanding a bigger picture. And it's seeing, I think this person here, this King of Pentacles, is seeing who the true Queen of Pentacles is, and they're in Hermit energy because of this energy. And they're looking at the Nine of Cups. Here you've got a greedy little girl, and there's two boys just playing and playing and playing. There's that sense of, I'm going to say, playing with cups, playing with love. And yet there's a sense that this little girl, she's got all these cups, but she isn't sharing it. She ain't sharing it. So look at this energy here. It's how it's kind of aligned up. You've got someone who knew what they were being offered. They rejected it, and now they're in a very Hermit energy, having to look again. This is that King of Pentacles energy. Look at what you had. You had the Queen of Pentacles, and you were greedy, and you played. You played with her and her generosity, and that's a tough message. But the energies are growing. Again, look at this Knight of Pentacles, looking at what he's sown. Look at what he did. Look at what I did. Look at what I did. Look at what I did. And here, our Magician, I felt like it didn't matter if it came in the upright. I think it's meant to be in the upright. We've got our infinity symbols twice here with the figure eights here. He's also got your figure eights, which is normal for the Magician card. But here's a monkey. It's like a monkey business. And what I'm hearing is fake it till you make it. And I think this person is realizing you can't fake it. You can't fake it. And Twin Flame Journey, again, is all about authenticity, stepping into your own power. And look at this. The divine is... I'm going to finish it on this, okay? We'll give some guidance in a minute. But this is all confirming the divine is now trying to offer this person, or these two people, I'm actually feeling like this needs to come here like that. So the masculine energy is going through that. Again, it's that kind of dark night of the soul. It's looking at value. It's looking at worth. It's looking at what it's worth, you know. And look, the divine wants to hand these two. Look at this. This is a divine union. Pentacles, pentacles. Look at all the pentacles. There's a lot to do with money here. So if you're a masculine, you're going through money problems or money issues, or there's something about the physical world, then this is what the divine hand of God is trying to give you. This is so pentacle heavy in all this. Oh, I've started shuffling, but hey, look, I think we just got to keep going. Look at that, awakened. Wasn't awakened, and now understanding. Look at this demon coming in, attacking. This is inner understanding and wisdom. And to those who are, and the masculine energies, again, if you're here and you're a masculine, this is new, and I understand that. And I really want you to hear that this is the divine trying to explain to you what's happening. And it's horrible, because when we're confronted with our own actions and our own ego and our shadow self, our trauma, and the decisions we make, what happens is it sends us into shame, into guilt, and sometimes we have to experience that. We have to experience the reality of our decisions and where we're at. But this is to heal, okay, my loves? This is to heal. The divine is fully aware of what is happening right now in this video and what you're experiencing. They're fully aware. And they want you to know that they love you. You are so deeply loved. And this is important, to see the truth, is to always see the truth, okay? But we have to heal. We have to heal. And it's okay, because what we don't know, what we didn't know before is we didn't know, okay? The feminines didn't understand either, okay? Be really, really assured. The feminines didn't really understand what was happening and why it was happening. And this is just your turn to feel that. Okay, the feminists have felt this. They experienced this. They experienced this exact thing. All right. But it's time for you to understand as well. All right. It's done with deep, profound love. Here's some advice from Spirit. They want you to connect back with nature. Reconnect with nature. Feel the sun on your skin. Walk barefoot on the grass. What we're talking about is recovery, okay? How to recover. Birth. This is a time of new beginnings. Embrace the new life with open arms. You know, maybe someone is having a baby out there. But, you know, everything happens for a reason. Maybe you're just having a rebirth. And it's time to embrace wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And it will be okay. Everything happens for a reason. And birth is incredibly painful. And I think that's actually probably more what it is that it's time to understand how painful awakening, rebirth is. It is profoundly painful, but do what you can to nourish yourself, nourish your soul, and learn how to rebalance yourself, okay? Decide. It's time for you to make a decision. Call upon your spirit guides for help. Again, this is reaching out to spirit. Reach out to the divine. They will guide you. They are guiding you. This is what this is. It's guidance, okay? And it's a spirit world talking to you. You are deeply loved, so loved. And it's hard. It is hard. Heal. You have a natural gift for healing through your hands, words, and actions. All right? Sometimes when we go through these things, it's to awaken who you truly are. Maybe you actually do have healing energy, but we can't heal others until we heal ourselves. This is something that is so profoundly important. This is something that keeps coming back to me all the time. The more I heal, the more I'm able to heal. But you have to understand your limitations. You have to understand that I haven't processed that information. So getting caught up, you know, in situations, you have to learn how to pull yourself out from these problems. So this is all what this is about. Okay, I feel like that's it. Okay, my loves. I do feel like I need to pull this little twin flame one. I'm sorry, this is quite extensive and long, and I understand. I do. It's going to take a while to upload. It's time to take action, self-reflection, and darkness. Again, this is where it's been going for a lot, looking at the dark night of the soul, and this is what it's about. Dark night of the soul is self-reflection. It's time to heal those wounds, to understand how the ego works, and why the ego, when the ego is in control, you end up making terrible mistakes. But when you can release that ego and you open yourself up to that feminine, gentle energy, sensitivity of welcoming your own vulnerability and going, I don't understand, and it's okay not to understand. I don't know what to do, and it's okay not to know what to do. It's okay. But the ego doesn't do that. The ego says, I don't know what to do, but I'm still going to pretend that I do anyway. You know, it kind of takes over. It's that horrible thing. Balance. Finding balance, purity, learning what purity is for you, fruition, looking at, again, karmic results, sovereignty, discovering your power. Okay, this is, again, I always see this as a divine feminine. This is the moon goddess, that high priestess that's embodying the divine feminine. It is time for the masculines to understand what the divine feminine is within yourself. And to finish that off, self-love. That's what the divine feminine energy does. It helps you love yourself. Okay? It helps you love yourself. My loves, I'm going to leave it at that because this is always just so big and so heavy. But please know that you are so loved. You are so cared for. You are so worthy of love. You are deserving of happiness, of peace, of abundance, of power, of feeling safe. It's okay. And you deserve all of those things, but we have to clear out what is not those things. Okay? Until next time, my loves, especially my divine masculines, I understand, I know it's really hard, but please know that the more you do this, the more you're empowering your feminine energy, you're empowering your feminine, okay? And you are directly connected. I love you, and I truly wish you well. Take care.